This one in particular is unique because of the stonework. You see how the portal has all this stonework on it? Really, really nicely done. You see how there's more trains here? So there's CN on that side, CP on this side. Directional running, but they each get their own yards. So this is the other side of Spences Bridge. There's two sides of Spences Bridge is in at Spences Bridge. There's an old church there, but this is CP's rail yard, and this is the rest of Spences Bridge. Cook's Landing, Cook's Ferry. Where were we? On the other side there. Let's see if we get perfect. Oh yeah, perfect, yeah. Right there. Right there, guys. That's the footing. So we were literally right over on the other side. So we've gone all the way around now. And we went over what is now the new Spences Bridge of the modern day. So we're about to enter a really, really cool area because we've been driving through the Thompson Plateau the whole time, which is basically runs from the Cascades, the Fraser Canyon, to the Okanagan, and then up to the Fraser Plateau, which is further north. Highway 8 is a great road. It's a fun road, but it has a lot of corners and it's had a lot of issues with washouts in the past years. So they're doing a lot of road construction and stuff to it. So it hasn't been doing as well as of late, but it's a fun road. It's windy, it's curvy, it's got the desert feel to it. It's got the hoodoos. There's a really, really nice example of hoodoos. Although looking around, I see a lot of places that will eventually, by the time we're all dead, become hoodoos. So who knows, this video could be out for 200 years if it makes it that long before they even start to become hoodoos. But if you continue on up to Ashcroft and then further over to Kamloops, that's all Thompson territory. But we are basically heading into the Nicola River Valley, Nicola River. And the big thing here is going to be the train. This is going to be train stuff. It's all trains, and more trains. Site 22, yeah, they've got a few construction sites going on here because they had a lot of washouts. Didn't really, didn't go too well when we had a bunch of flooding here, and it was bad. So this is where they're fixing everything, guys. You can see the hoodoos up here. These are really nice hoodoos. But everything got washed out here. It was really rough. It didn't go very well for this area. Got washed right out. But you can see, look at all these hoodoos. This is great. Awesome. We're in the Nicola River Valley. Look at these hoodoos, guys. Absolutely fantastic, these guys, these rock formations. So this is desert country, guys. So be wary of rattlesnakes, rattlers all through here. Traipsing around in sage and antelope brush, never fun. Hot too. The heat just sits in this valley and cooks everything. And then this is the Nicola River, tributary of the Thompson, which is a tributary of the Fraser. This is the bridge work they've been doing. They're not working today. They got the new approaches, the riprap. But look at that, guys. Look at the rock. Here's some bugs making some noises. So this is kind of the general area, guys. The whole way along Site 21, this entire highway was like out of commission for like a good year and a bit at least, if not more. And this river just flooded and drove everything away. Rattlesnake Bridge. Ooh, scary. We should see more stuff like this. This is also part of the desert, guys. Hot and dry here. So as we continue on, we're going to go past the Clapperton tunnel, and then there'll be a series of old rail bridges from the Nicola, Kamloops, and Similkameen Railway. But most of that's completely washed out. Now it's all gone. Mile 3 bridge, Nicola River. So this chunk would have been all washed out, guys. This used to be paved, but it got all washed out now, and it basically goes paved, unpaved, paved, unpaved, paved, unpaved. And that's because the road got completely wrecked, basically. Okay, now it's back to paved. Little farms and orchards here, basically. Bighorn sheep. Very similar to the Thompson country. And then we'll be making our way to the Nicola Plateau. So we got the Thompson Plateau and the Nicola Plateau, which is kind of a sub-plateau of the Thompson Plateau. But yeah, this whole, it was brutal, guys, in the news. See if I got my pictures of it, but yeah, it ripped through here, and this entire road used to be all paved, and they've been trying to redo it ever since. It's not too dusty or anything. It wet it down, which is good. It's very windy, guys. This whole road snakes all the way through a canyon, basically. So it's very, very windy. Okay, here's another one. More hoodoos as well. Look at all these flat, hilly, like weird looking plateaus too. Like you can see like right there. It's so cool, man. I love this area. It's so much fun driving out here. This is just a fun area to drive around in, guys. It's got all these little corners on it. The scenery is fantastic. Not too snowy in the wintertime too, which is nice. It's not super snowy or anything. So. Not always, because some of those mountain passes are brutal, but it tends to be very dry here, right? Because it's a desert, so it's very it's very dry. You can feel it in the air. And this is a true desert, guys. Like I said, 250 millimeters or less of precipitation to be classified as a desert. 10 inches for you Americans. The Clapperton Tunnel's coming up pretty soon here, so. Okay guys, we'll go for a little hike, see if we can walk over to the Clapperton Tunnel. So we're currently walking on the old Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway. So I was showing you guys the CP main line, the CN main line. So the Kettle Valley Railway was owned by CP back in the day, and when coal and copper and gold were discovered in the Nicola region, they wanted to build a railway. So they proceeded to do that. Now there was two railways. I was saying before how these guys, they used to get in fights all the time about, who was going to build the railway. And, each guy had his own railway and they all wanted them to work, but only certain ones could work. So in 1891, the Nicola Valley Railway was proposed, and the charter was formed, but nothing really came of it. They said they were going to build stuff. They never did. And then the Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway, who was sponsored by William Merritt, who was a coal prospector, in which the town of Merritt is named after, and John Fall Allison, one of the pioneers of the region, guys, of the Princeton Similkameen region. They also wanted to get a charter in 1891. So 1891, you've got Nicola Valley Railway, and you've got Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway. And they're fighting each other, guys, over who's going to get the charter. The Nicola Valley Railway was trying to stop the Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway, doing all kinds of silly stuff. It failed. Well, charters were given in 1892, and then in 1894, they were basically, the Nicola Valley Railway said, we're not going to build. So then 1903 rolls around, and the Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway finally gets its charter. So that basically allows for construction. So they started building a line from Merritt through this canyon, and this tunnel we're walking to is called the Clapperton Tunnel, through the Nicola Valley, along the Nicola River. All these stops, we've got Dot, Agate, Clapperton, whole bunch of different rail stops along the way. And it was a branch line of the KVR. And so it would go from Brookmere, where the KVR meets with the Coquihalla Canyon, and then it would go up from Brodie, Pine, and then into Merritt, a few other stations along the way. And then from Merritt, they had a spur going up to the town of Nicola on Nicola Lake, which is now a ghost town. It's one of the few tunnels on the line that has actual stonemasonry in it on the portal edges, the portal walls in Similkameen Railway. There's a few of them on the KVR line, but this one in particular is unique because of the stonework. You see how the portal has all this stonework on it? Really, really nicely done, guys. Beautiful craftsmanship on this one. It goes right through this plateau, guys. But you can see people have been out here. You can kind of see the other side too, see light on the other side. But this is the tunnel, guys. Oh yeah, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, quite literally. So this is the tunnel, Clapperton Tunnel. You can hear my voice echoing. So just imagine, guys, the KVR clunking through here. Oh, it's getting dark. Oh, that's funny as you keep walking, yeah. But you can see right down to the end, guys. That's the Clapperton Tunnel. So this would have been KVR, guys. They would have just... But what's unique about it is the portal exits, and we're literally walking right under the highway right now, guys. I thought it was longer, frankly. But, no, pretty well graded in here, too. It hasn't really changed much, but yeah, it would have been chugging along through here. This is the old KVR rail grade, but not really much left of the grade anymore, guys, other than this tunnel. A lot of the bridges will have been washed out as well. So that sucks. But just gives you an idea, right, of the route and what they had to do. So we just walked to the end, walked right through her, come out the other side and see where we end up. Yeah, so it would have probably continued on this way, but you can see, guys, a lot of stuff's changed. So that's the Nicola River, and then continue on down, just go right through the canyon, guys, and there'd be water towers. And so it goes right through this. And what's really pretty about this tunnel is this stonework, guys. Very few tunnels had this. It was usually wood or just rock, but she's holding up pretty nice. You can see it was like real deal stonemasonry, real stonemasonship, which is hard to do in any era. But look at the desert, the trees and little sagebrush and the hoodoos, and it's just a unique area, guys. It's very interesting. It's not really much to see other than just walk through the tunnel. A little bit of garbage, people coming out here to party, but yeah, it's all right. It's in good shape, frankly. Like even the inside, there's cracking now. You can see fluorescence and pitting and crazing and all kinds of fun concrete stuff. But the actual tunnel itself is still intact, which is cool because not much is left of this line. As far as I know, this tunnel is the only thing left of the old Nicola, Kamloops, and Similkameen Railway. But the idea with this railway was that coal, copper, gold had been discovered in the Nicola Plateau. There's mines all along that area, copper, gold, silver. When you make a discovery like that, especially lode stuff, like copper or coal, or even load gold, you gotta have somewhere to transport it and something to transport it with. That's the Clapperton Tunnel. It's a beauty. A very rare case for tunnels out in British Columbia of actual stonemasonry on the tunnel itself. Myra Canyon Trestles, they have a bunch of tunnels that you can try. One of the other parts of the KVR line, they've got tunnels, trestle bridges, whole bunch of stuff. The other thing is trestle bridges, guys. That's the other side of the coin. Trestle bridges are beautiful. KVR would have come out of the tunnel And then it would have done was it would have followed the valley that we just drove, and it would have gone all the way to Spences Bridge. And then in Spences Bridge, it could meet up with the CP rail line, which CP were the owners of the Kettle Valley, and then down to the coast. Brookmere was a key terminus for the railway because that's where it broke off into two parts. It went south down the Coquihalla Valley, Lavender Creek Trestle and all that, to Hope, and then from Hope it went on to Vancouver, and then it went up to Merritt, Nicola, Quilchena area, and then through this canyon. Some interesting colored rocks here. Definitely nothing too crazy, but definitely interesting. And holy, oh, it's hot. Woo! Yeah, it's definitely. I picked this. I tried to do this in the afternoon too, when it wasn't going to be as hot. 4 in the afternoon, guys, and it's still baking. You do this in the middle of the day, in pretty good shape, all things considered, especially for this region. The fact that it's so prone to flooding and all that. This area is not really known too much for mining. It's kind of weird. All around this area is ore, but like when they were building the railway is usually a pretty good indicator of when you'd find out whether or not it's ore, because a lot of guys would work for the railway as prospectors to kind of work for money but also prospect at the same time, right? So you had a lot of prospectors working out on the railway, which made for some interesting finds when they were building the railway. Like, you'd be surprised how much gold has been found along railways. Once they found minerals here, they needed infrastructure and a train system to transport it. So that was when they started considering this line. And the KVR had the infrastructure already to start building, so that's what they did. It's called the Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway, but it never actually went to Kamloops because Kamloops already had a railway, which is the main line. But Merritt and Allison, they put Kamloops in the name to make it seem like it was a more legitimate railway than it was, because it was just a small branch line of the KVR guys, mainly for accessing mineral resources. But they wanted it to be much bigger, right? And as things always are, everybody had plans for the region. Okay guys, so we just walked that way. Now we're going up over the tunnel. So the tunnel goes right around there, and then it goes around and through. So we're now basically going on top of the tunnel. So along this whole valley, there would have been a series of bridges where the train would have gone over. Some bighorn sheep on the road. Hi guys. Hi, it's a little baby there. So here we are, guys. The Dot Ranch. So along the way, just like any other railway, there's all these little names of old water towers and stops where they would use to refuel the steam engine. Because basically, whenever you're driving like every so often, and you keep seeing all these little tiny names, little tiny settlements, if it's on a railway that's old enough, those were all water towers for steam. So Dot, Agate, Clapperton, Coolty, Nicola, these were all stops along the way, guys. Dot, this area, so the KVR wouldn't have gone up here where we are, but it would have ridden down low in the valley, and it just came right through here, stop at Merritt, go up to Nicola Lake, and then it come through the Nicola Valley and follow it all the way to Spences Bridge, where it would have met at Spences Bridge with the main line, and then that would have connected it to the coast. But the Clapperton Tunnel is pretty much all that remains of the Nicola, Kamloops and Similkameen Railway. William Merritt and John Fall Allison. And it was to transport mineral resources, guys, like most of the other railways in British Columbia. Dot Ranch cut off. I didn't see any signs for any of the other little settlements. So yeah, it would have come like right through. Oh, I see the old rail grade. One of the old bridges there. That bridge over there. Oh my god, okay. That's somebody's property though. Ugh, so frustrating. There's an old bridge over there, guys, the Trestle Bridge. No trespassing. Authorized personnel only. Right there, guys. That trestle bridge. The rail grade. See if I can... right here. Pull over. Just at the side of the highway, we've got a bit of a special treat here. I didn't even expect to see this. I didn't even know this was still here. That's an old bridge. That's an old bridge from the railway. I saw the rail grade from up high, and then I just figured stop here, see if I get footage of it for you guys. Then we'll have a tunnel and a bridge. Right there. That's a bridge. So crossing the Nicola River. So there would have been several of these going all the way. So the combination of the tunnel, you can see the old grade over there and then over there. That's really cool that that is there, and it's still like fully existing too. Rail grade would have gone along this valley here, and then it would have crossed the river when it needed to. So that's really cool. The rail grade in most parts is washed out. There's still the tunnel and the one bridge. This is Dot, guys. We're near Dot. Show you on the map. So it goes Clapperton, Agate, Dot, Canford, Lower Nicola, and then Merritt. We're just about coming into Merritt. We're in the lower valley now. It's kind of starting to not be as deserty. See verdant green fields, farming, the trees are getting bigger. So we're now kind of moving into the high plains of the Nicola Plateau. So that's going to conclude the Nicola Kamloops Similkameen Railway. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notified so you don't miss any of those videos. Leave a comment, guys. I'd love to hear from you. I doubt anybody's even remembers their family taking this. Or it's a very obscure little railway, guys. Maybe you have a family member that did. I'd love to hear if you did. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Sasquatch Prospector out.